I think most of you know why we're here today. More people know today than they did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, certainly 20 years ago. Human trafficking is a scourge that is international and has a huge following, if you will, here in San Diego County. I am aware that there's a women's march today, which gives us a little bit of competition. But my thoughts are that those ladies are marching for all kinds of equality. I think the basic equality can be said in the word respect. And the lack of respect is why human trafficking, sex trafficking specifically, has taken such a hold in this country. We're beginning to make some wonderful successes. We've got more services. I just found out that in South County, Catholic Social Services is opening up a facility for 20 beds, which is an enormous number, given the fact that that only makes a total of 50 for the whole county. Sexual harassment, of course, has been on the news now for the last several weeks. I find it sort of interesting that sexual harassment, it's almost as though that appeared on the heels of what we've talked about in terms of sex trafficking. But it all ties in. You talk about pornography and the ads, the public ads online. All of that has encouraged that element in our country to believe that it's okay to do this. So I'm very happy to see all of you here. I'm just going to give you a little bit of information prior to starting. Thank you for coming. Thank you. I have to ask your attention now again for another probably 10 minutes. But I really want your ears to be alert and your speaking to be non-existent. Jamie Johnson is going to share a poem that she wrote. And the reason it's important is that she is a survivor, a thriver of human trafficking. So I want you now to really be quiet and listen with your hearts. Hi, Jamie.
Poem. Can you guys hear me? Okay, so I wrote this. This is my first poem that I wrote about my experience. I was trafficked in many ways. Streets, strip club, pornography, pretty much anything that you can think of. But this was my experience on the streets. And I really want you guys, it's a little bit dark, but I do want to share it because this is not just my experience, this is many others' experience as well. This is called Secrets of the Streets. That street that you just drove past, I bet you had no idea the secrets that it holds. Did you know that right there, where your tires just rolled, he hit me so hard that my nose broke? Right over there is where he forced himself on me. And right over there, fragments of my skin might still be on the pavement from when he was done with me and shoved me out his moving car, half naked. Oh, the secrets that these streets hold. Right down that street, it's the happiest place on earth. During the day and early evening, families laughing, eating Disneyland food, wearing Mickey Mouse hats. But less than a mile away, I stroll in my skimpy dress and my 6-inch heels. Purse in hand, my contents include lipstick, condoms, and mace. How I reminisced about carrying things in my purse that regular girls did. And right over there, he dragged me by my hair for accidentally looking at another pimp. In front of everyone. Cars slowed, but nobody stopped. Who wants to stop for a prostitute unless it's for services? That building on the corner, it heard my cries as he punched the air from my lungs to discipline me. The baby wipe that I used to clean my runny makeup off is probably blowing somewhere near still. The walls have visions of me fixing my dress, trying not to limp in pain as I walk back to the busy street. To make sure that I make my quota for him that night. Oh, the secrets that these streets hold. It's time for work again. After that night, After that night, I learned the concrete and every crack in it. I looked directly at it, every step, every moment. I didn't want to get in trouble again. That sidewalk, that sidewalk holds so many tears. Tears that fell as I begged for it to stop. Tears it captured that flew away as I wiped them hastily so the car pulling over wouldn't see evidence of them. Fake smiles, fake conversations, exchanges of money as I tell the stranger where to park so he can get what he wants. Looking around his car just to make sure that I have an escape plan, in case he's like the last one. Gripping my mace, ready to spray, I couldn't take rape twice in one night. He was normal for the most part, I guess you could say. He even was nice enough to take me back to where he picked me up. And he even tipped me $60, one step closer to the 1,000 that I needed to go home. Oh, how that hotel bed seemed like heaven. But then it hit me. The only safe place for me was asleep, in my dreams, because even after this night was over and I enjoyed a couple precious hours of sleep, when my eyes cracked open, I'd be right back here the next day giving these streets more secrets to hide. Thanks, you guys. So I know that that's a dark poem, but my purpose and what I like to do is to leave you guys with hope. As Kay said, I'm thriving. I'm doing very well. Not only am I living proof that you can get out and you can stay out, I'm proof that you can heal, and my support system is amazing. People like Kay that believe in me, people like Susan with Alabaster Jar and Marjorie that stand and walk behind me and walk beside me and help me to push forward. My job at North County Lifeline, my kids, I have so much positive in my life. And although the darkness took over majority of my adulthood, I just get to start living now. I'm gonna be 30 this year. Woohoo! And there's been very many times in this experience of my 5 to 6 years of trafficking that I probably shouldn't have made it to 30. But I am. And not only am I surviving, but I'm helping other people to be able to recognize that they can get out and that they can thrive as well. All just because I'm sharing my experience that God saved me from. And so I do want to leave you guys with hope. There are ways, and all of you guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, ladies, for being here. And the more and more you bring up human trafficking with people, guess what? They're going to Google it, which isn't probably the best thing to do because it's sensationalized, but that's a soapbox that I won't get on. But just bring up the topic with other people and remember that these victims, survivors, thrivers, they're regular people walking day to day. It doesn't look like the movie Taken. It doesn't look like girls in chains or boxes being taken from other countries and brought over here. It's girls like this. It's girls like me. It's girls like my daughters. It's boys like our sons. It's boys like these boys in the back over here. Thank you guys for being here because men's voices are so powerful and so important. Be aware of what to look for so that you can see it, because what we're looking for, what Google tells us to look for, the media tells us to look for, we're missing the people that are being trafficked that are born right here in San Diego, right here in Vista. And keep your eyes open and don't be afraid to bring up this topic with people, and don't be pimped.
Now, I know that a picture is being planned for everyone. Is that right?